Hello everybody, this is Pyra, and we just received some new information today regarding the new Final Fantasy XIV mobile game. If you haven't heard about the Final Fantasy XIV mobile game announcement, that was announced earlier this week. I will add my video, link it to the description below about the announcement, and this is a follow-up based on that announcement. The page that I'm reading right now is an exclusive interview with Yoshi P and IGN. There's also this really cool Q&A video that is linked here and also on YouTube, and I'll also link that into the description below, that gets into the specific kind of details, the nice little Q&A from Yoshi P regarding this new mobile game. And thankfully this answers a bunch of questions I know I was having, or at least a couple questions I know I was having, and I know a lot of you have too. So let's look into it. The first little thing right here from Yoshi P is that they, I guess, kind of always liked the idea of playing a mobile version of the game. However, they had doubts about adapting the game between monetization and core gameplay. So initially they didn't even know if they were going to do it. And then the studios that is bringing this to life, Lightspeed Studios, came to Square Enix and Yoshi P with this concept, and they decided to jump into it. Now, of course, one of my biggest questions in this whole matter is this going to be a portal into our regular Final Fantasy XIV? And the answer to that is no. So, Yoshi P is expecting Final Fantasy XIV and Final Fantasy XIV Mobile to be developed and operated independently, with 14 being ahead in its release schedule, of course. It sounds like right here, this note in green, it sounds like Yoshi P wants 14 as we know it today to exist as the primary game. That is always going to be the one that's in the front running versus the mobile version. However, they're looking at the mobile version as like a sister title, and they're going to be thoroughly involved in its supervision, and they will continue to provide guidance and feedback as the project moves forward. And of course, he said right here, they want the projects to grow in hand. So they do want a lot of similar elements between the mobile version and the game version, the regular online version. However, they're not going to be exactly and exclusively the same. They have talked about making sure that the story is faithfully recreated for mobile users, and that they get elements like Gold Saucer, Triple Triad, and crafting and gathering. So not just a way to go through story, it looks like they're really trying to give some quality of life expectancies that we get on the online version into the mobile game, which is super exciting to hear. Of course, with Final Fantasy XIV's battle style, Yoshi P does note that battle styles have had to kind of get adjusted, and mechanics have had to be adjusted for the mobile version. They do expect the mobile version to be something that people play on the go or in short bursts, and they have kind of adjusted some of their expectations with fights and mechanics and battle combat style as such. And one of the biggest differences between Final Fantasy XIV Mobile and online that they noted here is that Final Fantasy XIV Mobile is going to be fully free to play. And it says here that, however, that doesn't mean it will include gacha play or any other exploitative mechanics. Instead, Yoshi said it's going to be geared towards encouraging long-term engagement. So that right there makes me hopeful. It definitely feels like something that Yoshi would say, that they're really not trying to make it a gacha game and make it like a quick cash grab. We'll see how that stays though, because a lot of these mobile games kind of lean towards the cash grab, the free to play, but is it really? So hopefully that stays the case with Final Fantasy XIV Mobile. And of course, the last thing here, the last quote from Yoshi P is, "Our goal is to ensure that players can enjoy Final Fantasy XIV for a long time while generating a small and sustainable revenue, allowing as many people as possible to play the game. So there's no need to worry too much. Just dive in and enjoy the game." Which is so sweet, and of course, that is my hope for the mobile game. It does sound like they are going to start with A Realm Reborn and then slowly add in expansions afterwards. I don't know if it's just going to be A Realm Reborn from the start, or if they're going to do some of the other expansions right away, but they do want to kind of have it be like a slow released patch or an expansion cycle, similar to the online game as we know it, but maybe not exactly the same, with, of course, Final Fantasy XIV Online being in the front runner between the two sister games. And that is it. That is pretty much everything. There is a 13-minute video interview and official Q&A with Yoshi P and the IGN crew, so go check that out. That has a lot more details. However, this is very much the high level, what we know, what are the updates since the announcement earlier this week. And thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out. I try to provide you with all the news as it comes out, and also I try to entertain you with a lot of chaotic raiding and shenanigans and other things in Final Fantasy XIV. So if you like all of that stuff, come join the Discord, come join all the socials. We have a lot of fun and a lot of laughs. And without further ado, we will see you in game. Bye!